I want to talk about juice, all right? I'm having my very first Ramos Gin Fizz right now. It's pretty good. And it got me thinking. And thinking got me drinking. That's from Community. That was dumb. I'm thinking about the concept of just whether to use fresh juices versus store-bought juices. We are living in an age that many call the cocktail renaissance. It kind of started in like 2009, 2010-ish. And part of that renaissance era is this mentality. This is where we started to see, like, you know, the elevating cocktails and whatnot. One of the many big ideas that's been coming down from off the mountain, I guess. I don't know where on the mountain is, but is using fresh juice. Always, for everything, all the time, fresh juices. If you're not using fresh juices, your cocktails suck and you should be ashamed of yourselves. Is kind of a little bit dramatic, but that's kind of what the energy is. There are bartenders on Instagram that I have seen, like, verbally put down using store-bought juices. And listen, one, not to get too, like, all conspiracy theory, bleeding heart liberal on it, but, like, it feels like there's a little bit of classism in there. You know, it's expensive to keep fresh fruits stocked all the time. That from concentrate stuff is a lot more dependable. You have a lot more time without worrying about it going bad. It sometimes that's what you have, you know, and I don't want to look down on people for that. But also, sometimes I don't want to put in the fucking effort to cut a lemon in half and put it through my little squeezer thing so that it can have a whiskey sour at, you know, midnight when my friends are hanging out. I might just want to whip it up anyway. And hey, if it's not, like, as good, I don't really care. It's a whiskey sour. It's boozy and it's good, you know, and I'm going to be happy with that. And I want other people to not feel like they should be ashamed of their cocktail game if they're not using fresh juices. Here's what I tell my students about fresh juices versus not. They're not necessarily better or worse than store-bought juices, but they are always noticeably different. The difference really is preservatives. It's the preservatives, really. I mean, there's some aspect of it that's like, you know, from concentrate versus not, whatever, but preservatives are really what makes the difference here, because if you were to do like a blind tasting type thing of a freshly made Bloody Mary mix versus a store-bought Bloody Mary mix using the same exact ingredients, you'd be able to pinpoint the difference between the two, even if you're not able to put words to it. Those preservatives, those like sulfates and whatnot, they just taste different. You're able to tell that something's up, you know? And sometimes that store-bought Zing Zang Bloody Mary mix is exactly what the doctor ordered. Not really, drink responsibly, but it hits, you know, and it slaps. Whereas I've had a lot of fresh Bloody Mary mixes and I don't dig them as much. It can be a little too overwhelming to, like, the palate. It can be a lot, honestly. Anyway, so just the point that I'm trying to say, it's always going to be different. It depends on what you're wanting, right? I don't love fresh Bloody Mary mixes for my Bloody Marys. I like that store-bought experience. You know, I like the consistency of it. I like the dependability of it. I'm autistic. I do like things to be consistent and the same and dependable, reliable, I guess. And then as far as like store-bought juices of like lemon and lime, pineapple, orange, and stuff like that, like, use what you have and you can make the most of it. I actually have a video that I'm working on right now that uses from concentrate lemon juice, and I think, like, hides it pretty well and still, like, makes a pretty solid drink. A lot of the drinks that I've made on my channel have used store-bought lime juice. If you ever see in a video that I say, like, lime or lemon juice and then you see me squeezing the juice, like, you know that it's real. But if I just say, like, lime juice and then pour something in without saying anything, that shit was from a bottle. That shit was from a bottle from Aldi, 1000%. And I guarantee you, I bet on my life that that's true of other cocktail creators out there on social media. You see somebody say, like, fresh orange juice, but you don't see any oranges and they just pour it out of a thing. That shit was not fresh. I promise you that. Anyway, so just use what you got, make yourself happy, make shit that tastes good. Hope you're doing well. Happy Trans Visibility Day. I see you if you're trans. If you're not, you see me, I guess. I don't know. That was clunky. Love you. Bye. Mwah.